G'day you mob, it's Kurbs here. As you can see in the background here, I have fixed my iron farm. Yes indeedy, let's take a quick little look. Yes, we are in the creative version of my world right here. We're using the fancy textures update, which is part of the experimental pack that's just been released. Let's take a look inside. As you can see, I've moved all of my dudes in, and we now get mending for as little as 1 emerald and 1 book. So why don't you continue watching so you can see how this all came about. Oh yeah, and we won't mention the little mishap that we had along the way. No. So sit back and relax and enjoy the show as I cram in 17 hours of gameplay into just 15 minutes. Alright, we're going to start off here by preparing to purify our villages. Look at that, we got some golden apples there. And we've already got our potions inside of our inventory. Plenty of gold to do this with. And we're going to take some dirt with us as well. Ooh, yes, lovely. Look at all that dirt. Because we got something special planned for these guys. Just wait and see. Here we are now, back at our sad little place where our iron farm has been ruined because these villagers in here have been turned into zombies. So we need to unzombify these guys, and we've got just the right tools to do that now. Look at them in there. Poor fellas. Alright. So here we're going to be preparing for our villagers once they are cured. So I need to work out an area for these guys to go once they're cured. I don't want to cure them just yet, because we have a plan for them. And the plan for these guys is to, once they're cured, push them up a chute, because I want to move this iron farm to a place in the sky. So I want to make a water chute here, or water lift, I don't know what you want to call it. So I'm going to have to put some seaweed in a hole. In that hole, probably, once there's water in there. I'm going to have to come from the top and pour water all the way down. And I'm going to have to make sure that the water's not going to come out. So I'm just working out where we're going to go up. So we're going to go up right there. So I want to build dirt up on the sides of this chute. So I'm just making sure I know where I want to go up. I probably didn't need to dig that bit out. But here is going to have to go straight up. But before going straight up, I'm going to just make sure that water isn't going to come out in these areas in front. So I've got to try and work out where to put like the buttons. Because buttons will block the water from coming out the front here. So I have to put some other buttons in places, and like there, and just going to test that to make sure, and it looks like that's fine. So good, time to start building, I think. So the story here is, if we put kelp in, it turns the water that is flowing down into a water source. So water blocks can be turned into water blocks not just by them touching two sides with each other, but also kelp can turn normal water into water blocks. So all we really need now is to build this up, drop some water, and turn it into kelp as we go up. So let's begin. Yeah, well, that was pretty good, wasn't it? Now I'm just going to try and drop down without killing myself. Hopefully it all works good. And yes, we are out safely. Cool. Now, I probably did this the hard way. Now I'm going to do water. I'm going to try and water bucket my way all the way back up and get the water source all the way to the top. Because I wanted to do it without dying, but I probably could have did the water as I was building, I would say. Oh well, you know what they say. Hindsight. There we go, look at my beautiful skills. Staircasing my way up. Better at doing this by the time we got to the top. And so I'll just place that. And then... So difficult. Now I can say I'm a bit better at doing this since doing it all the way up. I've never really had to do this before. Probably did it a more smarter way last time. And then we just kelp it. And there we go. They're all water source blocks now. Okay, I won't put you through the pain of watching me do this. So let's skip on. And there it is, all done. Except for we ran out of kelp on the way up. So we're all out of kelp. So we're going to have to wake up in the morning and go out to the ocean and get some more kelp. Going to take a gamble with my life here and jump off. Ooh. Yes, good landing. Yeah, don't want to die again. But yeah, let's go out and get some more kelp. Alrighty, and here we are getting some kelp. I just sped all this up because a lot happened. We get distracted here because we find a little town. And then we eventually leave, we investigate, then we leave the town. I had to cross many rivers with my horse. So that's 2 rivers so far, but we crossed some rivers to get there in the first place. I did ride my horse some of the way. And then he really didn't like crossing the river. So we crossed this river, then we crossed another river. And to be honest, we were a bit lost and we ran into this town. So I decided to make a bed because I left my other bed at the ocean. And then on our way back from there, we happened to run into a shipwreck and we found a compass which helps us get our way home. Crossing some more rivers, of course, and doing some more horse riding. Until finally we start to see some places that we recognize this landscape, and I find my path to get back home, and finally we're back home. Now all I need to do is get this kelp to the top, and feeling a bit lazy about it, so here we go. Surely we're going to make it. Surely we make it. And we don't make it. God, so that's another gravestone I've got to add. Okay, so I decided to get some dirt and build my way to the top and get my gear back and then put that kelp on. We go back down the bottom to break the kelp and then put in the soul sand so that we could bubble our way to the top. Just checking it out here, see if it works. It almost throws us off the top. That's not too good. And back down the bottom to cure these guys. Hopefully that potion hits all of them, and it does. We hit them with some golden apples here. And wait for these guys to turn. I decided to try and separate these guys a little bit in case they turn individually. I don't want them to all get killed by a zombie. And there's one of them turned. So you can see I've separated it. But amazingly enough, they stay concentrated on me rather than trying to kill the librarian there or the farmers. They're more intent on killing me. So I'm not too sure of the mechanic there, but maybe I've learnt something new. Just waiting for these last dudes to turn. So he's not looking at me, but he's still not attacking them. And turn. There we go. Right, the next trick will be to try and get these guys up the chute. And here we go. Here's our first guy. Away he goes. Ends up being a little bit easier than what I thought. There's another guy. Up he goes. And another dude. Away he goes. There we go. This guy just kind of gets the picture now. And of course, just like with any story, there's always one more. So I thought maybe a bit of punching into him there to try and get him. Look at him. He's just going back the other way. He's like, I'm trying to fence him off, make sure there's only one way. And he walks back through me again. This fella. Oh my gosh. Dude. By now I feel like just pulling out the sword. Give him another punch. Block him off in there. Make the path a bit shorter. And he walks through me again. The most difficult one has to be the last one. I think I've got him here. Punch him. Yes. Away he goes. I think he loved being abused, that fella. Alright. You can see it's a long way down. So my next plan here is to build a new area for these guys to hang out in. So I can deal with putting the beds in the middle area here. This is going to be the middle. So back through my portal because I decided I need some netherite to make some to make some bricks. Not netherite. I got on an adventure again here and decided that I was getting a bit distracted and I needed to get back on task. Otherwise, we're going to take a lot longer to do this build. Stop and admired my golden armor there. Okay, now we've got the top sort of done. Sussing out how to do my how to fit all the dudes in. A bit like that. Cats are starting to spawn now. I'm trying to keep the cap down low so that we don't start getting golems. I decided to put a roof on, and now it's time to actually start building the gold farm, the killing chamber. So as you can see, we're putting in the signs now, and then after the signs are in, we're going to stick the lava on top. Here we go, here's the signs. Lava on top. And you can see it's working. Let's try and stay away from the one dude that spawns with a trident. Minecraft, I don't know. Then we need to start breeding up some of these villagers. Killing the green ones. And we're starting to pull in some gold now. Which is pretty cool. This is our kind of setup. We're trying to sort out an auto crafter to make these blocks. The first one didn't really work so good, so we had to try out a few there. I realised that we can fall off the bottom, so I've built this up inside now so that we can't fall off. Our blocks are being made. I get distracted again and go out and prank my friend's base. Sort of. Just leaving him a little gift here. Admire that for a little bit. And then we'll also go in and we'll leave some cookies in there as well. By the way, this is my new skin. Tell me what you think. I think I need to change my hairstyle. Thanks for watching, guys. And I will catch you in the next one. Bye bye.